Red Clay 1. And I'm really excited about today's guest on Trash Talk with Lee, mainly because Nick was supposed to be my first guest, but now he's turning out to be the fourth guest, but that's okay. He's a very busy guy, and you're about to find out why he's so busy. So with that, Nick, again, Nick Wakim, everyone, I'll turn it over to you and just, tell everybody, your origin story, how you got started and what we're doing today, and, we'll go from there.
Well, hello, everyone. My name is Nick Wakim, as Lee said, and I've had the pleasure of being here in Dalton since 1988, where I came from my home country, which is Lebanon, in the Middle East. And I came with the hopes and dreams of becoming a pilot. And I sure did go to college and got a couple of degrees in aviation, but then...
So like commercial pilot?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. Ultimately, I want to be a fighter pilot.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, that was not to happen. So when I graduated, they were downsizing the military.
Okay.
So it was very hard to find a job. So I started with a liquor store in town.
Oh, nice. Like here in Dalton?
Yeah, it's still it's up there called Nizzy's Package Store.
Oh, Lizzie's Package Store? Okay.
Nizzy's.
Nizzy.
Yeah,
Okay.
Nizzy is my sister, so I named it after her.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Sorry, when you said, where did you go to school at? Did you say that?
Chattanooga State, UTC, Everett College.
Just wherever they would
Covenant
take
College.
you. Yeah, wherever they would take
Yeah,
you.
Kennesaw State. So yeah, so but high school was overseas. So
Okay.
it's called the American Evangelical College.
Got it.
I mean high school. Sorry. So when the aviation thing didn't work out, I opened a liquor store, and it was fun. It was good while it lasted. It kept me confined for a long time. So I decided that I want something that gives me a little more freedom.
Okay. So I guess the liquor store, you're tied to the store.
Yes. I was there 12, 14 hours a day.
That's retail. Yeah.
Yeah, it was insane. So I, since I like cars so much, I figured I'll open like a title pawn.
Okay.
But then I realized how much they charge, and I said, yeah, it may be legal, but it's immoral, in my opinion. Not judging anyone.
Yeah. I know
But
what
to me, I just couldn't do it, So I bought this building in 2005, and it was a disaster. It took me a year and a half to clean it up.
Okay, and that's that house where the Signs4Less is?
That's where the Signs4Less is.
Okay.
The one we were just in, our current location.
Got it.
And so I ended up opening a tanning salon. It was called Aloha Tan.
Okay.
And
is there still a tanning salon there?
No.
Okay.
No. I did keep a bed, but I don't have it hooked up. So
Got it.
So and that was good for a while. And then of course we have the 2008 debacle.
Yep.
And that killed the business. And you go from...
Wait a minute. People don't want to tan while they're losing their house?
No. It was crazy, yeah. We used to sell, pre-2008, $50 bottle of lotion.
Okay.
We'd sell them all day long. Nobody will, bat an eye on, the cost.
$50 bottle of lotion?
$50, yeah.
Holy smokes.
That was the average. People spent $70, $120. We had some. And some, of course, for $15, $20. But, after that, they will come for like a $10 bottle of lotion, and they ask me if I have anything cheaper.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah.
Big change.
Oh, we went from feast to famine in no time. So I'm like, this is not working. And that's when I had the idea of starting the sign business.
Okay.
So the funny part is I did sell a Ferrari to buy a printer.
Oh, you sold a Ferrari to buy a printer?
Yep,
Okay.
I sure did.
So, first of all, I know you're a car guy. So, what kind of Ferrari?
It was a Mondial Cabriolet. And let me correct this. I gave the car away because it went for less than half price.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So that was painful.
Just as a car guy, that hurts my heart
Yes.
to hear that.
Yes.
Have you ever thought about trying to get that car back?
I tried like 3 years later,
Okay.
and I offered the guy double the amount, and he said no. Yeah.
Do you know where
So,
the car still is?
Savannah, Georgia.
Okay.
Yep.
Wow. All right. Sorry.
So
So you bought the Ferrari of printers?
I sold the Ferrari, bought the printer.
Oh, I know, but was it the Ferrari of printers? Like the best printer possible?
Not really.
Okay.
No, printers can go like extremely expensive. And
Right.
you have some for like millions of dollars.
Oh, wow.
You know, yeah. So, oh yeah, you look at some of the, but that's like grand format. That's not for us. So anyway, long story short, started the sign business. That did really well,
Okay.
and
So when you say
thank God.
sign, what kind of signs are we talking about?
We make all kinds of signs. We don't do channel letters, but we do all printed media. You know, we can make stickers for cars, like the one, like this one,
Yeah.
like the ones you have on yours, on your dumpsters, on your truck. We do signs for storefronts, for
So
perforate for windows. We can do.
is there one sign around town that you've done that you're really proud of? People could go and see and be like,
I'm proud of every sign.
they're all my babies.
They are all my babies.
All
yes.
my babies.
And
Okay.
I have stopped by and cleaned them when I see them dirty.
Oh,
You know,
see,
yes.
That's that
So-
customer service.
Well, I mean, they're my babies. So
Right.
you know, I mean,
Okay.
that's no, it's yeah, I'm proud of every sign. We're coming up on a couple right here.
Okay, so which signs are yours?
Oh, the Mr. Biscuit and the liquor store.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
We well, I redid the lighting on Mr. Biscuits. Yeah,
Okay.
So
Got it.
uh,
All right. Sorry. You
I know,
started
so-
signs and
yeah, so we started sign business, and it took off. You know, and I'm very thankful for the community over here that have supported me in such a way.
right.
Very, very grateful. After the sign business, my whole plan was to be, well, to have a passive income, so I
Okay.
don't have to work.
Got it. That doesn't seem to be the case though.
Yeah, I know. God has a good sense of humor, I think.
Okay.
So the plan was, from the beginning, when I bought that property, it has 4 acres, was
Okay.
to build mini warehouses.
Right.
So I, about 10 years ago, I had enough funds to where I can start them. And so we did build 200 units.
Oh, there's 200 units back there.
Yes.
Oh wow.
And we started with 160, and then we added some.
Okay.
You know, and there's some inside. So yeah, altogether it's like 200.
Got it. So you've got the Signs4Less in the building up front, and then the
Yep.
storage units in the back.
Yep. Which I called them 401k self-storage, because I figured that's my 401k plan. I got them paid for, and I'm retired. I just
that-
watch my.
Is that really the name of the storage?
Yep.
401k. That is awesome.
Yep, it sure is. So, but like I said, God has a good sense of humor. So at 51, God blessed me with a child, and He said, "Retire if you can." So, so I think I'll be working for like a year or two after I die. You know, it's.
Oh no.
But you know, I love it. That's awesome. You know, I have 5 children, and I wouldn't take the world from them. You know,
So how long have you been in Signs4Less been in business?
since 2010.
Got it. So a long time, 15 years almost.
Yep.
Or coming up 15 years, I guess.
Yep. And I'm also thankful to have a good team with me. You know.
So-
Go ahead.
No, well, I was going to say, well, so I know also you haven't mentioned it yet, but you also own another business, Waki Labels, right?
Yep, we just started the Waki Labels about a year ago, and the intention was to give it to my son.
Right.
But then when I invested a good sum of money into it, he told me he was going to the Air Force. So now he is in Okinawa.
Oh, wow. Thank you,
You
for your
know,
service.
Salute to every service member.
Yes,
We love you and we honor you.
absolutely.
Yeah. So he's cybersecurity in Okinawa for
Oh, wow.
4 years now. So yeah.
Okay.
My brother-in-law as well. He's in the Air Force. Yeah, he's a drone pilot now.
Oh,
Yeah. So
the drone pilot, that's a crazy job. Like, that's a wild job. Anyway, I don't get off track too much. So, all right. So you've obviously, you're what I like to call a serial entrepreneur. You're just like opening up businesses and doing things. So,
it's an addiction.
yeah, you know, now that I've opened up my own business, all I think about now is my next business.
Yep.
It's kind of crazy. But so going back, you know, to the beginning of Signs4Less or whatever, what were some of the challenges you had to kind of fight through to get the business up and running? Or, you know, was there one like worst day you can think of where you're like, you know what, I'm not going to do this anymore, and maybe move on to something else?
Well, failure is never an option. I don't think I'm not going to do it. If it can be done, I'm going to do it.
Okay.
So the challenges for me were the computer. That was my challenge. I had zero computer skills, and the sign business it requires a lot of knowledge.
Okay.
And so it was a very, very steep learning curve, one that I did not enjoy at all. I still don't enjoy it. It's my least favorite thing is to do with the computer work, So
So how'd you overcome that challenge?
I hired Chris.
In my
No,
mind,
I'm joking.
I thought that would be the answer. I hired somebody.
No,
Sometimes that is the best answer.
I can do it. Chris likes to do that, so I'm thankful for that. He likes to do that stuff. I like to do work outside. I like to go see customers, install signs. So it's a good match.
Okay.
Yeah. So I can't stare at a screen. I don't like it.
Got it.
So that was the biggest challenge I have.
How long did it to take, like, to get the business up and running? Like, how long do you think it took you before it became where you knew it was going to be successful and sustainable?
Well, I knew it was going to be successful the first day before I opened it, and here's why. When I had the tanning salon, business was bad. So when business is bad, you want to spread the word. You want to advertise.
Right.
So I tried the radio station. It ate up a lot of money quickly. So I figured I will letter my truck and drive it around. It's, a moving billboard.
I do that all the time. I think I have the best looking dumpsters in the area, and it's because of your labels. They just look so clean and fresh.
I'm a little partial to them too.
Yeah.
So I went to letter my truck, and I went to 3 different sign companies, 2 of which would not even talk to me. They say, we don't do jobs that small.
Oh, wow.
And the third one, he did it, but it was like he was doing me a favor.
Okay. But did he know he was doing signs for his competition?
Not at the time. I didn't have the sign business then.
Oh, this was for their tanning salon.
Yes, this was for the tanning salon.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm with you now.
Yeah.
So you were trying to get signs for your own business. Okay.
Yes. So I was like, in a time when nobody have business,
right?
And these guys are just don't want it.
Yeah.
I said, man, there's got to be a lot of business in that.
Like an opportunity.
Yes.
Somebody with good customer service. And
so I called a friend of mine, older gentleman that used to have a sign company in Dalton.
Okay.
And I asked him about that. And he encouraged me. He's like, do it.
Okay.
And so that's when I decided to sell the car and buy the printer. And it's been great ever since. I can't complain.
That's awesome. So, random question. How long did you own the Ferrari before you sold it?
12 years. Yeah. 19,000 miles.
Wow.
Yes.
That's crazy. All right. So business was successful, and you've been in business 15 years. I mean, I know I found you through a referral, and every time I talk to someone, your name comes up. It's always of the highest praise. So you've obviously done a really good job, building a very good reputation. Is there one proudest moment, you've had over the last 15 or so years of being a business owner?
Proudest moment?
Proudest moment. Something like you look back and you just have a lot of pride in it, knowing like...
Well, every time I hear what you just said, it's the proudest moment.
Okay.
I mean, I treat every sign as if it's my own.
Okay.
So...
And I can attest to that. This is a new sticker I had put on this morning just for Trash Talk. And Nick was installing it, and I said, just eyeball it. It's fine. He goes, no. I got to get the ruler, the tape measure, and make sure I do it exactly right. And I know you do that with every single letter you put.
It has to be, And I stand behind my signs. Of course, signs have their, they're going to fade. They're going to, they have a lifetime for them. So
sure.
I can't guarantee them forever.
Yeah.
But, it's, I have gone back and changed things because I didn't like the way they looked.
Okay.
So we had a batch of bad vinyl one time
Okay.
from 3M, and yeah, I had to go and replace all those signs.
Oh wow. How many signs were?
About 3 weeks worth of time. Yeah.
Jeez.
So that was a.
Were you able to go back to 3M and get your money back out of them?
Yeah, no,
No.
no.
Even though they had bad vinyl.
Even though they knew it, yes, they wanted us to have like inside the roll. They have like a serial number and a batch number, and yeah, who writes that down? Come on, give me a break. So I switched. I don't use 3M anymore.
Okay.
We use Oracle. They're made in USA, so that's even better. 3M is made in China, the vinyl.
Okay.
So we haven't had a problem with that. So
nice. Well, you're one of the most. You have some of the best stories. I feel like you're holding back on me right now. So in terms of, let's switch it up a little bit. In terms of being a business owner and people looking to become a business owner, like what's some of your advice or words of encouragement or things people need to think about, or be cautious of as they're getting into starting a business?
Well, the biggest misconception is that when you have your business, you are your own boss. And that's absolutely false, because every customer is your boss.
That's exactly right.
Okay?
Yep.
And if you think you're going to have more time, think again. It's extremely demanding. If you work 40 hours at a job, you'll work 80 in your own business.
Yeah, it's true.
And generally speaking, the first 5 years, you're going to make no money.
Yeah.
So
it's true. It takes a long time to build up
It's all in or quickly out.
So how have you stayed all in? What's kept you all in for so many years?
I need to eat. I got a family. So yeah. No, I would much rather be doing, I don't know, on the beach somewhere, but
sure.
I have kids. I got I send them to a private school, and I want to, plan for the future. I don't want them to work as hard as I did.
Do you have any future business plans?
No, I think I'm done.
You think so?
Yeah, I'm. Yeah, yeah. That's enough. People my age are retiring. So
you said Waki Labels is a new business.
Yep.
So I asked you about it earlier, but for the people listening, what's the focus of Waki Labels, versus the focus of Signs4Less?
Well, Signs4Less, the signs are for like business, like storefronts for cars. For we make lighted signs sometimes, and while the labels are to label the product that the business make.
Okay, so
for example,
okay,
coffee shops, they put stickers on their cups.
Yep.
And we do a couple of maybe 4 coffee shops in town. We thank you all.
Okay.
Carpet companies, they put on their samples when they send them out. People come
like
get
on
a
the
sample.
Back of the sample.
Put their name on the sample. And
so it's
phone
almost
number.
like a sticker, like a true label.
Yes.
Like a bottle of bourbon label. Or
Yep.
Whiskey. Okay.
Yep.
I know whiskey, so I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So everything needs a label.
Okay.
So
got it.
We're trying to explore that, and kind of.
All right. Well, Nick, your story, like you're starting in Lebanon and coming over here. To me, it's truly inspirational. I think anyone that's willing or has gone through what you've gone through and moving to an entirely new country and starting a life. And obviously, you've been here for a very long time to become a huge part of the community. And one of the things I know about you is that you genuinely love where you live, the community, and being a part of it. So I just want to thank you for that. Thank you for taking the time to ride along with me and share your story with others.
Well,
is there one last piece of advice you would like to give to people?
Well, I'm very thankful for the community. I'm very thankful for this country. What we can do in this country, what we take for granted in this country, is a dream for anybody else in the world.
Yeah.
And it really, really upset me when I hear people are not happy with this country.
Yeah.
I'm like, go somewhere else, please. Please go somewhere else.
Right.
If this country was not the best in the world, then why is everybody trying to come here? I don't see anybody trying to migrate to Afghanistan
Right.
or to China or to Japan for that matter,
Right.
or to France. People
Yeah.
are leaving France.
I think
It's a miserable place.
and I think you're right. I think a lot of the people that haven't traveled and went anywhere else, they don't have the right perspective. And there's a lot to be said for that. And I've been fortunate where I've been able to go to, other countries, some third world countries, things like that. So I know I am so proud to be an American,
Oh my God,
and I'm
yes.
proud to be from this part of the country. Um, Dalton was just recognized as the number 4 place to live
Really?
in Georgia.
Huh.
Yeah, as an article just came out. And listen, I know a lot of people may not agree with it, but if you take the time to appreciate where you're located and the easy access you have to all the amazing stuff around us, it really is a great place to live.
It really is. I love this place. I mean, we go to on vacations. We go to north, south, east, west. It doesn't matter. When I come back within like half an hour, I have this like feel like it's like, oh, I'm home. It's
Yeah.
great. Um, and one other thing to go back to what we're talking about this country,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people over here, they blame their situation
Right.
on where they're living or they didn't have the opportunity. Make your own.
Yeah.
Okay. There is no reason, of course, with exceptions. There is no reason for anyone in this country to be poor. None whatsoever.
Right.
If you work hard, you spend within reason. Because everybody want to spend 3 years ahead. You buy a car, you spend on it, make payments for 10 years or
Right.
7 years. I don't know what the term is now. Okay. I've seen people buy shoes and clothes, put them on layaway. Why?
Right.
Cash and carry.
Yeah.
If you spend money if you can spend $1, spend 50 cents. You'll be just fine.
Yeah.
But that's when you want to live like Elon Musk or Warren Buffett. We can. As a matter of fact, Warren Buffett still lives in his first house.
he
I mean,
lives in
it does,
he
yeah.
lives in a very small house,
Yes.
actually.
So, of course, we're not advocating for money worshiping by any means.
Right.
You got to enjoy it, but you got to plan for the future.
Right.
So, if somebody say, I hear it a lot. Oh, you're lucky you got it made. I'm like, no, I made it, and you can too.
Yeah.
If you put the effort at it.
And that's the thing I really want people to get out of, Trash Talk with Lee as I talk to these, small business owners, entrepreneurs, is a lot of people, look at someone like yourself, they see you're successful, you're able to do what you want, to a degree, and they just think, oh, you've had it easy for so long, but they don't realize the amount of hours and sweat and tears
And blood.
You've
Blood.
put in to get to where you're at.
Yeah.
And I think that's just such an important perspective people need to have as they're growing up. And I think it's a trap that I got caught in when I was younger. You would see someone that's 10, 15, 20 years older than you living the kind of life you want to live. You're like, I got to do that now. But
Yep.
It took them 20 years to get there.
And the other thing that I want to emphasize on is the most important thing in our life, which is God.
Absolutely.
We take God out of our equation, out of our daily life, and we use him as a spare tire. We only pull him out when we're in need.
Right.
It doesn't work that way. Give your life to God, trust in him, and you'll be just fine.
It makes me think, who Jelly Roll is? The singer?
No.
He has a song that you would like, and it says, I only talk to God when I need a favor.
Yep.
But you're right. You got to have a daily relationship. And I know for me personally, like I owe everything, God being there with me and my family, guiding us to help us get to where we are.
Most definitely.
So
I've been married twice. My first marriage, of course, ended in divorce.
right.
And if you look at every divorce, and it's because it was not done. There was not enough Christ in it. Thank God, I have a wonderful wife now, and we have a wonderful life. And it's not without challenges, You know, we go through things together. Uh, but when there is, if Christ is the cohesive agent, you overcome everything.
Right.
And you know, just uh, back when I had Facebook, you know,
You don't have Facebook?
no, I don't. No, I don't. Thank God. So
I feel like there's a story there.
it was just taking too much of my time.
Okay.
You know,
I
I mean, I love people, but I don't care about what they have for lunch. I mean,
What are you talking about? I have good lunches.
I know I do too. I love food, you know, but I like food on my plate, not on yours. Especially if you're not on my table, you know.
Right.
So yeah, no, I have no social media. I mean, the business has one, but I don't.
Right.
You know. And anyway, so I posted one of my posts one time. It said, "God always gives me what I want because I always want what He gives."
Mm.
So, you know, yeah, I've had my fair share of. I've had 4 years of crazy, and thank God it's over. And thank God it was over without any major problems.
Right.
Know? So if I can go back, I will not do all that.
Okay.
You know, but sometimes we have to embrace our mistakes and learn from them. You know.
You know, I can look back on my life, and I can point to a lot of mistakes that I've made, but it's hard to, you know, you say you want to go back and change it. Yeah, do I want to? What do I wish I could go back and like not make some of the mistakes I made? I do, but then there's a part of me that wonders, you know, would I be the man I am today if I hadn't gone through those challenges?
Probably a better one.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe.
But and kids, listen to your parents. They love you the most.
They
have no interest in telling you what they do except your own well-being.
That's right.
So
That's
if
true.
your parents tell you to do something, just do it. You know what I mean? Just do it. Ask questions later.
Oh my goodness.
Kind of like in the military.
Right.
You know?
That's awesome.
So, yeah.
All right.
It's but I love this town. You know, people always bash Dalton. I love Dalton. What's wrong with Dalton?
I agree.
I mean, you know, if you want to go to a city, there's Chattanooga, there's Atlanta. You know, we have the mountains, we have awesome people. You go to a grocery store,
Mm-hmm.
you don't meet a stranger.
It's true.
You go to a big city, you're like I feel like an ant in an anthill.
Yeah.
A freshly kicked anthill.
Everybody's scattered.
Yes. So,
yeah.
And that makes, to me, that makes a lot of difference.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can be friendly, you can talk to people, you feel at home. I mean, they have this Lebanese saying. They say, heaven without people is not worth setting a foot in.
Mm.
So I don't see how people can be introverts and live on their own.
Right.
Just, to me, that's like a miserable life.
You need community.
Oh, God, yes. Yes.
And I think, you know, I think, you know, I've lived in a lot of different places, you know, 6 different states, you know, 7 or so cities. And the thing that I've learned throughout all that is like, you get out of a place what you put into it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you put nothing into it,
but there's no place like home.
There's never no place like home. But no matter where you live, if you're willing to invest in it, get out and meet the people, become a part of the community, like that's when you start to really get to know the place, the heart of a place,
mm-hmm.
and you can connect with the community. But you're right. There is, you know, I've been gone for over 20 years, and I moved back about a year ago, and I can just tell you there's a peace I have inside myself that I haven't had in a very long time.
I mean, something as simple as if you have a flat on the side of the road, okay? Before you pull over, there's 5 people who stop by to help you. Try that in a big city.
No, doesn't happen.
Nah.
So,
no. I mean, it's not.
All right, Nick. Well, I don't have anything else. I can't thank you enough for taking the time. I know you're an incredibly busy guy, and I look forward to working with you many years to come until you decide, you know, you want to hang it up for good. But again, thank you for this. And
that's just a pipe dream for me. I think I'll be working until I die, probably. You know.
Well, I hope you get to enjoy some of it along the way.
Oh, I do. I actually do. And here's something that you know, I was thinking about what you said. You know, what's my proudest moment
Okay.
in business?
Yeah.
It's the moment I make a friend out of a customer. That's my, because I mean, you know, money comes and goes.
Right.
We were born with nothing. We're gonna die with nothing.
Yeah.
Memories, friendships are what matter, and that's what I like to take out of it. I've met a lot of people through business that I wouldn't have met them otherwise.
Very true.
So
I can say the same thing.
how do you put the value on that?
You really can, and I can tell you that I know that I've made a friend in you since we've gotten to know each other.
Same here.
So,
No.
all right, guys. Well, thank you for listening in on this episode of Trash Talk for Lee. Until next time, Red Clay out.